Good morning. It is October the 24th. We are in the fellowship hall at Saint Marc. It's a little afternoon, 12:48, with Jack
Albert.
And Jack, how long have you been coming to Saint Marc?
We've been attending St. Mark's since the late 1970s. It's kind of an interesting story how we learned of St. Mark's. I was working in public accounting with the accounting firm of Pete Marwick Mitchell. One of my colleagues, Paul Ehrlich, and I went to lunch. Interestingly, we went to a Mexican restaurant. This was way before there were Taco Bells on every other corner, so Mexican food was still pretty obscure. I think we ordered tamales, and we were commenting upon how unusual the food was, and we got to the point, well, our own ethnic food is kind of unusual, and we both determined at that point that we were Russian. And Paul told me that his mom and dad had started a Orthodox church that had services all in English, which was quite appealing. And that was, of course, Evelyn Ludwick and her husband. And that was our entree to attend services here at Saint Marc.
And that was in the early 70s?
Late 70s.
Late
1970s.
The church was essentially established by 1972. So sometime after that, you came, and you were attracted to it because of the English, Orthodox and English.
Correct.
And,
Correct.
You were what might be called cradle Orthodox?
Yes, I was.
You were born and where were you born and raised?
Born and raised in Waterbury, Connecticut. Both sides of my parents were Russian Orthodox. I think my ancestors all came to this country from Austria, and so basically I was an altar boy at St. Mark's Orthodox Church in Waterbury, Connecticut, and so basically the only church that I've attended has been Orthodox to date.
And your wife, Jenny?
My wife, Jenny, was brought up Catholic, and she converted to Orthodoxy during the tenure of Father Kuchta.
Father John Kuchta. Okay. And your children?
Our children were both baptized in the Orthodox Church. Michael in 1979 and Ashley in 1982.
And well, so you weren't present at the founding of the church, but you came pretty close. I mean, the late 70s, it would have still been Father Basil.
Correct.
And how did you find him?
Well, charismatic is an easy word to describe him. Yes, he was very impressive. And the fact that he chose the Orthodox Church of his own volition, I thought, was testimony to the benefits of the church. Interesting, one of the first parishioners that we met here was Mildred Smith. Mildred Smith looked me up because of my last name. Turns out her brother and my dad were best friends in Connecticut growing up. So it was very, very interesting that I would be able to renew acquaintances with someone so early in our attendance here at St. Marc.
If you were to describe anything special or attractive about the St. Marc community now, after you've been here for a while, what might that be?
Oh, it's certainly the welcoming nature of the people. They seem to go out of their way to welcome visitors and make people as feel at home as possible. Even during the bazaars that my wife and I have worked at for many years, when we have neighbors come, they always remark of how well treated they are and how well received they are by people they didn't formally know.
And what future do you see for Orthodoxy in this area?
Well, I see a good future. It's nice to have children. It's nice to see the various generations passing through the church. So I'm very optimistic that this will continue. Washington area is such a melting pot. You have people coming here from all different areas, not just Pennsylvania, as it seems to be.
Panslavia.
So, yeah, I'm very optimistic about the future of the church.
Steve, did you have anything else you wanted to say to
No,
the
that's
future?
I do not.
Okay, you can turn.